I've always appreciated that the Torah is a collection of stories of imperfect people. There's no one in the Torah who's found enlightenment. There's no one who feels that they've done everything right or that their life is complete. It's not just Moses who has trouble speaking and sometimes gets angry, and as the leader of the Jewish people can't even make it to the promised land. We have parents who show favoritism, who lie and manipulate their children. We have failed warriors and problematic leaders, and I am sure that there were plenty of people with frizzy hair, bad skin, anxiety issues, and a total inability to keep a clean house. Even God's self, makes mistakes and sometimes needs to be corrected. If we remember way back in the book of Genesis, when we're told that God creates the world, God doesn't look at this creation and see perfection. Each day, God looks and says, good. Now, this week, as we prepare in a few weeks for the holiday of Passover, we read a special section of the Torah, the description of the red heifer. This mysterious text describes the Parah Adumah, the red heifer, which is used for a purification offering when someone comes into contact with a corpse. With this cow, Tov, good, is not good enough. The cow has to be perfectly red, every single hair, with no blemishes anywhere on its body. The cow is killed and burned into ashes, which are then mixed with water to make a special potion to purify the people. We read this text now in the weeks leading up to Pesach to remind our ancestors who would head to the temple to offer the Pesach sacrifice that they also needed to be pure. This perfect red cow really challenged the ancient rabbis, who couldn't come up with a good reason for why this law was given. A flawless red cow turned into a magical potion to make people pure? Well, this made even less sense than the commandment not to mix certain fabrics. Now, there's a midrash that tells us that King Solomon, the wise and compassionate leader, could understand nearly everything, but the one thing he didn't get was the red heifer. One other commentary, the Tosafot, says that the red heifer, well, it's kind of like a lover's kiss. It's something that can't really be explained in words. So while we can't necessarily ever know the reason why the law of the red heifer was created, there are some who say the symbolism is quite clear. As the stories in the Torah tell us, and as we know from our own lives, searching for perfection is a fruitless pursuit. There is no perfect love, no perfect life, no perfect meal, and contrary to what Instagram and all those ads might tell us, there's no perfect skin. We can get rid of these ideas of perfection, like the red heifer, by putting them into the symbolic fire, watching them burn to ashes, and then we can do what we need to do, which is move on with our complicated and imperfect lives. Nobody should expect to be flawless. And no matter how many phone filters you have or how much self-improvement you can manage, the reality is we will always and beautifully only be able to inch our way towards something better. We'll never be perfect friends, parents or partners. We'll never be perfect Jews or perfect people. But like Moses and so many other people before us, we can enjoy the journey of learning and growth. We can wander towards some sort of redemption. And maybe we'll find something worth holding on to on the way. Now, being imperfect, well, that's the perfect way to be.